My name is Alicia Sawester, and this is Rhiannon Lytle.
And I'm Susan Taylor, and this is my son Blake.
I'm Chris Hunt.
I'm Kevin Coulter.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Tyra.
My name's Bo Barron. This is my match, Blake Taylor. He's 10 years old. I'm also 10 years old.
And we've been matched probably for about a year and a half, and we enjoy each other's company quite a bit.
Yep.
He's mine.
I'm hers.
We met in class, and then I've always wanted to do a big brother type thing. And
Blake is a Mountain Dew kind of guy. I'm a Dr. Pepper kind of guy. Blake's a University of Louisville fan. I'm a University of Kentucky fan. And despite all these issues, God has sewn our hearts together.
My favorite thing to do is when we go and play golf. Her favorite thing to do is drive the golf cart.
the one that stands out for me is the first time we met when I came to the house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when I came to the house and I walked in and everybody in the family was there. And I thought, who is this? But we already knew each other, and everybody else in the house was like, oh, who is this guy? Yeah.
What car did you pick out?
A Mustang.
Yeah. A red one and a yellow one for each day of the week.
The first time I walked in those doors, I felt like I could trust a lot of people there because they're Christians and they're a part of my. They felt like whenever I first met them, I already knew them.
I mean, it is hard because, like, you don't have a mother to, like, you know, braid your hair or go do mother and daughter things or, you know, dad and daughter things, you know, like an event that is just especially for dads and daughters.
You don't have a dad, and then your mom has to be your mom and your dad.
When Amanda came to my games, it made me feel good because somebody was there to support me.
It makes me feel really good because he's taking out his own time and then spending it with me, and takes me to ball games, swimming. He just does a lot.
She's just, we have so much fun together. It's like she comes down to my level, and we just have a lot of fun together. And I can trust her, and I talk to her, and I can tell her everything.
I was a little bit apprehensive about her age when I found out that my match was going to be 13. I thought that was going to be a difficult year, but I've watched her turn 14, and I've watched her grow, and I've watched her mature, and so far it's been a blessing.
In the beginning, she was pretty quiet, like she didn't know whether to open up or not, but she's pretty talkative now. The first time Tyra opened up to me, it made me feel pretty good. It felt like I was making some progress, that, you know, she trusted me more and, you know, wasn't afraid to just to be laid back and just be normal.
I just love spending time with him. His enthusiasm is incredibly contagious, and what we do most of the time is just include him in our family. So we've got 2 boys, and we just have him over, and all of us, we just play, whether it's basketball or wrestle around.
It was someplace that he was supposed to be, and I knew any kind of influence, any kind of Christian influence could only be a positive one. So I really had no expectations, and that way I wasn't disappointed, and fortunately, in our circumstance, it's only been blessings.
Mentoring is it's just awesome. Even when you have those times when you have a kid and things don't go well, you know, you can always feel good about the fact that you actually put some time in and you actually had hands-on trying to make a difference.
my marriage was not in a good way, and unfortunately, my children's boys he's been sick, and he wasn't providing what I felt that they really needed, and you could see an absence in their eyes, and it was carrying through to the behavior and their emotional state, and there was just something missing.
I was apprehensive about the fact that I would get involved with a child that I felt like I needed to rescue. And Rhiannon has a great home life, but she just needs, you know, I feel like that we're made for each other in a way that we can share a lot. You know, I'm older. I'm not quite as old as her grandmother. I'm sort of that in-between person that she can share. I don't, you know, pretend to be her mother. I want to be her friend.
I had no idea what I was getting into, but the training, and we went through a bunch of worksheets, and we talked about different scenarios and what we should and shouldn't do, and it made you feel a little bit better about the program.
What I've gotten out of this more than anything, and I think back to this scripture that talks about what you've done to the least of these, you've done for me, and this has been my opportunity to try to fulfill a great commission in a mentoring relationship with a child that otherwise may not have anybody like me in their life, and that's an incredible blessing.
The job that I have in the school system and working with a lot of the kids that I work with, you don't always get the satisfaction of saying, you know, wow, that was all right. Because a lot of things happen. Sometimes young people don't change. They keep making bad choices. Their bad decisions get even worse. But when you have somebody where their bad decisions turn good, you're like, yeah, this was worth it, yeah.
Children that, like, you know, like have homes, but they, like, you know, their dads or moms are always working, or, you know, they hardly don't really get to spend the time with a lot of people, then they get to spend time with somebody, and it just means a whole lot whenever, you know, they really don't have a lot, and you get someone, and it just means a lot to them.
It was an opportunity to find somebody that would provide a male role model that would encompass a Christian father, brother, son, husband, all-encompassing as a role model for Blake that unfortunately he wasn't getting from his father. And it breaks my heart to say that. It breaks my heart to say that. But he wasn't. And the difference that it's made is unbelievable. And I wasn't looking to replace their father. I was just looking for somebody that could be there for them like a big brother, and just give them the examples, set the examples, and spend the time and be the friend and the confidant that they didn't have. And little did I know it would take it to the nth degree. It's just been amazing. I want them to see something healthy, something the way that it's supposed to be. So there's communication, and there's love, and there's boundaries, and there's accountability. All things that I try to enforce at home, but you know, I need help. I can't do it all by myself, and this program just allows for them to see those healthy relationships, and when they come upon trials, that one, they turn to the Lord, and two, they turn to communication in whatever relationship that it incurs, whether it be as a brother or as a husband or as a father.
The call is there. You know, the word says that the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few, and that's true in this case for the children in Davis County, that we've got them waiting. The need is there, and I used to think that, you know, I've got two sons, I mentor every day anyway, but I had time to do more. And if the Lord is pulling on your heart right now, and He'll give you the time, He'll show you.
You get that feeling that you know that you've touched a life, and not just, you know, a lot of times we do things ministry-wise or giving money here, and we'll say, well, we know it went to a good cause. But when you mentor, you can see it.
If you feel like you want to help someone, you know, mentor kids, it's a Christian-based program too, so you find a kid and you can talk about religion, he doesn't feel awkward, and then it's also another good way, especially if you're going into education, just another activity with teenagers.
You help a kid, just like, you know, you can help them with anything, like break out of their shell, or if they're having troubles at school, you can help talk to them and give them advice about it. And it just really does help kids.
You know, I can remember, I think it was about 10 years ago, the first time I ever did anything that I realized that I had an effect on somebody's life, and that person told me, and then I saw it, you know, and I was like, wow. You know, and even just today, I have, at the Boys and Girls Club, I have 3 of my former students that work there. And one of them was working next to me at the front desk today. I was training her at the front desk, and I had her in middle school. And she was just headed the wrong way in middle school. And I looked over at her and I said, you know, I don't think I've told you this something, but God, I'm proud of you. And she looked over at me, she started turning up, and she said, if it wasn't for you and what you said to me and showed me, you know, I wouldn't be here. And she's gonna be a teacher. She's gonna start as a student teacher this year. You know, that's what it's about.
It makes me feel important and loved, and it really does, and it feels awesome.
The joy and the love that surrounds Blake when Bo is around, and Bo takes him, and he's part of the family as far as Bo's concerned, and you can tell the excitement in Blake's eyes when he knows he's going to get to spend time with him.
I'd probably have to say thank you for like helping me through middle school and almost through high school.
It's fun. Keeps you out of trouble.
I really believe that mentoring is not about a thing where you have to spend a bunch of time and spend a bunch of money. You know, it's just letting that person know that you're there. Because I know whatever has happened with Kevin throughout since we've known each other, that he knows if something happens, I'm there. I'm a phone call away, and he knows that. And I think that's the biggest thing with mentoring, is letting that other person know that I'm there, regardless of what happens, whenever it happens.
She knows that I'm there for her, and that she can tell me, you know, how she's feeling. And then, you know, we can pray about that together, and we do that.
She's just the best things that's ever happened to me, really. It's just, she's like she just feels like she's a part of my family. She's like my sister.
I mean, I want to be there to help her if she has problems, and same thing with her. We just kind of listen to each other, and it's a good friendship.
I'm there to help. You know, if Rhiannon wants me as a friend, then I'm there for her.
I'm the biggest MKK fan. I'm your #1 fan.